Hello everyone, it's Danny Toolkire Hafen once again. We're here in the third game of this series, our first third game this tournament, and I am so excited. My heart is pounding, this is going to be great.
Yeah, this looks like a really good time here. We're hopping into the first game 3. Cannot wait to see what this is going to bring us. Last game, we got to see the new in the top lane, which was completely unorthodox, but they ended up pulling out with the win. Talia was definitely a big factor in that last game, so I wouldn't be surprised if that gets taken off the table. Right now, we're seeing the first two same bans we've seen basically across the last two games, the Rengar and the Kazakhs. Now I would like to see them take away the Talia.
I haven't had a chance to double check. Did you just see their reaction to the Zac ban? 3 bans. The Wiz is being targeted so hard. What I was trying to say, though, before Maryland made us laugh, and they're making us laugh because they're laughing. Their team is so happy right now and having a great time. But I believe Talia and Kaisa are both 100% win so far this tournament, and I agree with you that Talia will most likely be banned or picked, if not banned, by Maryland.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they're going to go with the Kaisa, and now we're probably going to see the Talia on the second phase potentially, unless they want to make sure they get it for sure. But maybe we'll just see some bot lane picks here. Maybe the Caitlyn Morgana, something along those lines.
Caitlyn would be okay, but I say take Talia here. Too strong of a pick. White did well on it, even though was punished 3 times by the Malphite and the Xin Zhao. And there's plenty of other AD carries still to pick. Only one's been knocked off the table, and they have the first pick after the second ban phase. What else is to consider, though, is what is Wiz going to play? If they don't pick a jungle here in this phase, will Western just do 2 more jungle bans?
Yeah, you might see them even pinch like even harder, and that's definitely not what you want to see. So, I mean, like there's still a few on the table. I mean, we have Olaf, we have Trundle. So, I mean, there's definitely still a few high priority ones. You could see the Xin Zhao again. I don't know if Julius will play the Xin Zhao since they didn't have success with it last game. We're going to see the Janet come through here for a little bit more peel. They do decide to go with something with some engage. But, yeah, ultimately, I would love to see them take like an Olaf or a Trundle, something, whatever you're most comfortable on. Julius is definitely someone that can perform really well. It just comes down to getting him a champion that he can really just start to brute force in the early game.
So, because so much cheese has happened, and my mind is being blown, a part of me wants to see the Karma top. It was seen in Korea, the Morgana mid, and Quirk go to Tarek again. A part of me would just love that story to happen. It would be cheese up the wazoo, but it's probably not going to happen. But Maryland's made me a believer that anything can happen.
Absolutely. Anything can happen here. We've seen some pretty unorthodox picks, and who knows what else they got up their sleeve here for the solo lanes. But ultimately, we are going to see the Olaf come through, which means that maybe it's time for Maryland to now pinch the jungle pool like they're doing right now. They're going to take away the Trundle, and now I'd like to see them pinch back with maybe taking away a few high-priority ADCs just to try and get already on something that maybe he's not too comfortable on, or maybe try and get him back on that Ezreal because he seemed to play pretty passive on that.
True, true. There are still the Skarner and the Xin Zhao as very popular jungle picks for this patch, and Julius is a player who can probably go back to classics like the Lee Sin or other junglers as well. So we will continue to see the pick ban phase. The Caitlyn is banned. I appreciate how strong Caitlyn is against the Kaisa early game. It's a good choice. Maybe the Varus will be banned out here as well. And alrighty, would probably be forced to that Ezreal. We've not seen any other AD carry so far this tournament.
Yeah, it's most likely what it'll end up falling on. And, I mean, going back to that first game, obviously, it didn't seem like he was very impactful on it. So, and they're actually going to take it away. So maybe forcing him on something a bit different. And the Kog'Maw looks like that is going to get locked in right away. So Morgana and Kog'Maw in the bot lane there, and we're going to see already try and pull out a super hyper carry game.
No, it's not Morgana. It's not Morgana in the bot lane. I tell you, it's a Taric going to come in, and that's a Karma top lane. They are building the dog champ team fight to protect the AD carry, or at least that's the story that could happen in an alternate universe.
Definitely not impossible since we saw the Nunu. Who knows what they're going to do? But we are going to see the Fiora locked in here and going up against the top laner that they have not drafted yet. And we might see the Xin Zhao come through again. We didn't see them have too much success once they got to the mid to late game with it, but Julius did have a fairly good early game and actually got a lot of ganks off. So he is going to lock that in, and now we are going to see a split push composition, but not too many tanks on the side of Western Ontario whatsoever.
No tanks at all. Interesting enough, Nunu is still up, and against the Fiora, if Fiora pops her ultimate and Nunu stands by a wall to protect that vital, oh my word, I called it! I called it! I need to mute myself.
Holy dear God. Wow. Morgana versus Fiora top. I don't even know how that matchup goes. Yang apparently is just ready to play anything his team throws at him. There's no way in hell that this guy has actually practiced Morgana top in scrims. They gotta be just throwing whatever they want, just picking on the spot here. This is quite insane. We are going to have quite a change up here. I have no idea how that matchup goes. I think Fiora ultimately should be able to win that.
She will win it in the late game. I'll educate you a little bit. So Maryland's been together for a very long time. Since high school, this team has been playing together. 2 or 3 years ago, Morgana top was seen here or there. She maxes her pool, she pushes hard, and she just does a non-interactive lane. And with Karma, Morgana, and Taric protecting a Kog'Maw, they have an incredible 5v5 fight. As long as Fiora doesn't pop off, they should be able to get so much before she can win 1v3 in the side lane. And I'm excited. I am all for Maryland winning right now. I want this cheese to work. I have not laughed so hard in months.
Yeah, this is quite the game we got here. We saw the Nunu last game in the top lane. This game, we have the Morgana. We're hopping right into it. Yang is showing us he is ready to pull out anything, and he has all the weight on his shoulders. Cannot wait to see how this actually performs. And we are hopping into game 3 here. Now, what are your predictions going into this game now that we have the whole draft?
If I had not seen the last game, and I was looking at this composition with no name tags, I would put my money on Western Ontario because they have 2 very strong champs with a 100% win rate so far this tournament in the Kaisa and the Tilia. And protect the Kog'Maw champ comp, sometimes it's just so hard to do effectively. You're putting so much money and skills and time into that champion. But because of last game, they've made me a believer. I want to see this happen. I am so excited. The one thing I do not know, and I feel terrible for my lack of knowledge here, is I do not know if Yang puts down the Black Shield the instant before Epic does the Grand Challenge, if it stops the effect of the Grand Challenge marks from being placed or not. I'm pretty darn sure that is not the case, but if it is, that's even more potential for some incredible plays.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point to bring up there. It's because this matchup isn't something we usually see. It's hard to say if that's going to happen for sure, but yeah, I guess you never know. Yang just wants to auto push this in though, and just try to keep it as interactive as possible and make sure he doesn't get poked down too much. And we're going to see some early trades right away onto short hop here, taking quite a bit of damage. A little bit of damage going back over to Quirk though. But yeah, this is quite the game. This basically is saying, alrighty, we are putting all of our faith into you. We are giving you every buff possible from almost every single lane except for the Olaf. And you just got to think, like, is he going to be able to do it? Is he going to be able to handle the pressure, the positioning? There's so much that goes into it.
So, quickly looking at the runes and the summoners, Grasp of the Undying on Epic is going to help his tankiness and the overall tankiness of this team. Julius running this phase rush will help the ganks and the chase down. And it looks like they're just trying to mess with Yang because he keeps messing with their mind, and they don't know what they're going to do about this.
Exactly, yeah. Julius is putting a lot of priority on this top side here. He must know Olaf is up here. I wish he would have warded that. I'm not sure if he had a ward in his inventory there. I believe he did. I wish he warded that tri-bush for him. That would have been nice. You're going to see Weez do it for him anyway. But, yeah, this early game is going to be quite interesting. A little bit late on the riposte there. Not going to land the stun back onto Yang. But this is it's so unorthodox. I can't wait till we get to this team fight stage because it's going to be so much eyes on Kog'Maw and so much positioning. But now Weez is actually on his way to the top, and this is where I would have loved to see that ward come out. And now Epic's in a tough spot. He's going to get stunned up right away, and this should be a kill going over. Epic should be going down. He's going to flash, but then the flash is going to come through as well. But like I said, I really wish Julius would have just dropped that ward for him. He was in position to do it. He had the ward to do it. He knew Olaf must have been top side because he started bot side, but that did not happen. First blood over to actually went over to Yang.
And the other problem was Epic decided to use his flash to try to get away. Now he's just opened himself up for more and more ganks to happen. And this Morgana is building a Glacier Shroud first item. That is interesting.
Very interesting. What do you think that's building into?
I am at a loss. Like, the only thought process would be if he's building, what's it called? Zeke's Harbinger. It's a decent item for cooldown, mana, and resistances. And maybe they're trying to do one Zeke Harbingers, one Knight's Vow, and one Arnet Sensor, and have all three of those items finish at the same time and go around this Kog'Maw. That's the only thought process I can have.
Right, that's definitely an interesting point to see what they are trying to build. They're definitely going to be building a lot of items that do support the Kog'Maw, considering that's where the composition is based. But I'm also curious to see how this mid lane matchups go. This mid lane matchup goes with Chim. I mean, he is on the Taliyah, and the Taliyah has extremely high win rate. I believe it is 100%. But I'm really, really curious to see how he ends up working with it, if he can make it work and make it successful like other teams have done it throughout this tournament. So let's see if he can maybe get some roams off a little bit later and see if he can just be as effective with these balls that some of these players like Xeno and White have been.
So I'm at a conflict of interest with Blaze Nova's choice to run Ignite versus Exhaust, knowing that they were going to up against Protect the Kog'Maw comp. Exhaust on Kog'Maw really does reduce the amount of damage he can put out, as long as you get it down before the Black Shield cancels it out. But on the other hand, Ignite will stop the heals and shields, so you can hopefully burst already before Quirk's Cosmic Radiance comes down. And it's just, at this point in time, Western Ontario is probably, like I was last game, pulling their hairs out, not knowing what to do, off their game with all this cheese coming down. And I'm excited to see if Chim can lead his team to victory on this strong Taliyah.
Yeah, and we're going to see an engage right there. As Yang is going to go down, no flash right away, and he's trying to get taken down, but we're also going to see that Ragnarok's going to come through now looking for Julius. Julius is now going to get taken down by the axe right there, but he is also going down as we also have Chim up here looking for cleanup, trying to see if he can get anything. Going to get stunned up, not going to find the Q though, not going to land anything, going to keep maybe chasing, trying to see if he can find his passive. He's going to also pop the heal. He's going to look for it. He should be able to finish it off with a few autos. He's going to get it down. And that was a huge scrap up in the top lane right there. But really, really well played right there by Wiz.
And in the end, that was 3 summoner spells from Western Ontario to just trade even in the 2-4-2. And they lost a lot of creeps doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get a replay on this fight here. We can see as they tunnel so hard on trying to kill Yang that they just have Wiz just putting out so much damage. And as you see him, he's just getting taken down by the caster minions here. But really, really well played right there. Throwing the axe, getting the kill, getting the double. And that's what you want to see. And now it looks like they're moving over towards the dragon here, trying to get the air dragon.
Without the flash on Julius, I'm pretty sure this is a free air drake. It would be suicide to go in, and I don't think they can afford to give a kill over to Alrighty just to stop the drake.
Yeah, exactly.
So something, yep, that's the Zeke Harbinger going on Yang, now that we see the Aegis of the Legion coming in. Something that people forget about Morgana at times, she has a natural spell vamp. And so Yang survived that fight earlier because her second part of her ultimate procced, giving her the health to get away, stunning up both Epic and Julius. And with that natural spell vamp, as a solar laner, she's going to be able to continue to...
And just like that, we're going to have a fight in the bot lane. We're going to see Weez coming back in, trying to see if he can find anything. He's not going to, though. They're going to walk back out. Just a little bit of damage going through onto Alrighty.
Yeah, they needed a flank. There's too much disengaged between Julius's ultimate and Blaze Nova's ultimate to just run at them. They weren't going to get the kills. But what I was trying to say is Yang will be able to sustain in this lane, never be forced away, and keep this tower up until the 20-minute mark against the Fiora, and by that time the team fighting comp will be ready for Alrighty and the rest of his team, and I don't think Western Ontario is going to be able to deal with the amount of pressure that the long range W will bring from his team, from the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, and once we get to that 20-minute mark, that's when Kog'Maw's usually going to have his Rage Blade, going to have maybe around 2 items. And you got to think, like, how are they going to be able to deal with it? They have so many utilities buffing him up. The Karma Shield, the Taric Shield. On top of that, you have the Cosmic Radius. You have his Summoners. You have the Spell Shield. It just goes on and on and on. And you got to think, like, are they going to be able to actually kill Alrighty? And the only way they're going to be able to really kill him or take him down is if he just has awful positioning and he's just completely... out of hand. But ultimately, this is going to be really interesting to see how he actually ends up handling this. And I really want to see him pop off, and I want to see him get buffed up unbelievably and see if he can really just take over a fight.
Imagining those team fights a little later on, with Yang's Morgana, he can just stand slightly in front of Kog'Maw, pop his ultimate. Everybody has to get away from that or be stun locked for a very long time. And the other thing is, with Zeke's convergence being built, Yang will produce a slowing field towards anybody near him. Greater than that, what his ultimate already does passively. It will be impossible to run at this Kog'Maw, and the only way it's going to die, if Maryland plays it right and plays to their friendships team that they have, is if he gets caught out by himself 3 feet in front of his Taric and teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. He has to be completely out of position if he's really going to end up going down. But as we see, we have both junglers in the bot side. Rift Herald has also been captured by Wiz, so he does have that in his inventory now, and he can also look to put that down somewhere and make a play. And now Talia is also in a position where she can roam. She does have the level 9. She does have Luden's Echo. She's definitely extremely strong. I would really like to see a roam out of Chim to see if he can maybe make something happen on the map once he has the wave shoved in. But ultimately, it's being shoved in bottom, so maybe he won't find anything in the bottom wave.
The more I look at this Yang Morgana pick, the more I want more of it. Epic does not bring any magic damage at all. Yang can put a single point in the black shield and not have it popped at all to stop all that CC. Keeping up the strength of his binding, getting that 2.5 second long binding, getting the full wave clear from the Morgana pool. It's beautiful. And Xin Zhao doesn't bring magic damage either. It's how are they ever going to take that tower versus his Morgana before the 20-minute mark is mind-bogglingly
Yeah,
awesome.
it's so difficult for Fiora to do anything in that lane overall. You know, she can't get close enough to the tower to hit it. The pool is just constantly clearing the wave, and it just becomes very difficult for sure. Now, as we go forward here, this is getting to the point where they're just letting them scale. Kog'Maw just wants to stall this game out. You know, he wants to hit his item spikes. He wants to get to the point where he can take over. And as long as things keep happening as they are, he's going to be able to get to that point without a problem. But now we might have a bit of a fight here. Epic is going to be a bit caught out. We're going to see lots of damage come through. Talia Wall coming through now as well. We're going to see the Ragnarok getting popped out. He's going to run out. Yang now in the front line trying to see if he can land anything. He's going to stun up Julius. Julius is also going to get double stunned. White looking to clean that up. He's going to get finished. Now Epic in the back line trying to see if he can do anything. White going extremely low here. Jim trying to do as much damage as possible here. Epic also extremely low. Yang on the back line trying to see if he can get anything. But that's going to be a huge pop from Karma. Chim now has no mana. He's going to have to back out right there. And that is going to be a 1 for 2 in the favor of Maryland.
Yep. The stopwatch was popped there. That is building into Azonia's, and it's even more stall potential to let the Kog'Maw get fights later on. And this was beautifully done by his team.
Yeah, absolutely. You could just see the damage coming out here. And then Epic tries to go for the re-engage onto Wiz, does end up cleaning him up there. And this is where the fight gets a little bit scrappy. Actually almost turned it, got really close. White got really low. He flashed out, and then he gets popped, comes back in, and this is where we had the disengage. But really well played. Nice little scrap there, but going in favor of Maryland. And now we have our eyes back on the bot lane.
So one thing that Epic has now to help out is he's completed his Ravenous Hydra. He has the life still to match the sustain of the Morgana. So basically, Morgana can only keep fighting as she has mana, where Epic will continue to fight because...
Yeah, and we're going to see an engage here, and that's going to be the Cosmic Radius coming down as well. Julius going extremely low. Huge stun coming through by Tarek, looking for maybe one. That's going to be Blaze maybe going down next. That's going to be one going down. Julius right there, and now we're also going to have a flank. Jim, this is going to be Chim going to clean up Karma there, so that should just be a 2 for 1, but that actually is in the favor of Western Ontario. And they're only going to lose one, but it looks like the turret should be going down. But we do have a trade going on as Epic knocks down that turret in the top lane.
Yeah. That was really good for Western Ontario. Probably the best they could have made at that situation with the overzealous dive from Julius. And I think Maryland needs to just keep playing to their strength and try to force more team fights here in the next minute or two, prepping their gold lead and their positioning and momentum for that Baron.
Yeah, absolutely. That will be spawning in a bit there in about 5 minutes. That's when the big objective, the big purple worm, will be on the map. That's when things get extremely spicy, and we're going to see a quick replay of this here as Maryland looks for the re-engage here. Rift doesn't actually end up taking any damage. Julius goes pretty deep here. Cosmic Radius comes down. A beautiful Tark stun actually comes through here, I believe landing on a 2. Really nice. Lots of damage coming through, but they actually end up stalling with the Monsoon, and then they end up kiting back. Short Hop ends up getting a kill, and then we also have Chim cleaning up White on the side there in the river.
Yeah, that is one thing. If you can separate Maryland out, each component is building to protect and buff up Alrighty, and so they will inherently be weaker in any fight that Alrighty is not there helping them.
Yeah, we're going to see a trade here. We're actually going to see the Killer Instinct go through onto Quirk. He has actually no ultimate available. And now we're going to see IHOP now in the back here. Already going to clean up one, but then we're going to have the Raider Rock coming through. Julius now trying to put as much damage as possible, trying to get out. White's also here to back him up. Yang now also trying to bring support. Does have the Black Shield. Q's not going to land just yet, but now Wiz is going to be looking for the Q, trying to find it on the Julius. Going to sidestep it for now, but he should be going down. He's going to sacrifice his life for Chim, and Chim should be able to walk out no problem whatsoever, but Julius is going to go down, and that is 3 down right there for Western Ontario, and I believe that was a 3 for 2, but Fiora still knocking down turrets in the side lanes.
They're going to get their own turret top lane soon enough to match this, and Alrighty showed there, without a doubt, why his team is willing to run this Kog'Maw comp. He put on the carry pants there, he got the damage back on, and stalled the fight out long enough. It was very beautiful play by him, and we'll get to see it right here once again.
Yeah, we're going to see a replay of it here. See Quirk just going up a little bit too far with no vision. And right after the stun, we do see the killer instinct come through, and then they try to pop in. But all this time, already just sitting here in the backline, putting out plenty of damage, and this is where the team comes. And as you see already, putting out as much damage as he could, and he didn't even have the Karma nor the Morgana there to buff him up. So it could have think, and also the Karma does have her Ardent Sensor completed, which means she would have done even it would have helped even more for the Cogman to put out as much damage as possible and give him a juicier shield.
Yes. So, they did not get that top lane turret like I called they would. That is going to hurt them. They are 300 gold down, but they do have 2 air drakes. And talking about a team comp that wants to kite and wants to protect AD carry, the 4% in combat move speed is going to make a significant difference for that chase down and for them to run their comp they want to run. I'm glad they've been able to secure those. They just need to get more towers and more gold to finish off this comp.
Absolutely. And we do see the Rage Blade completed 4 already. Now working on his second item here, closing in on this 20-minute mark when the worm will spawn, and that's when things are going to get really exciting. And once already starts to stack up a few of these items, you know, how and what will Western Ontario have to do to really eliminate and take already off the map and do whatever they can to try and make him not relevant anymore because of all the shields and all the buffs and all the enchanting. What do they do to try and actually kill him so that they can win the fight?
I don't think they try to kill him. I think they try to wave clear and let Epic get to a place where he will solo win the game. Alrighty is building either a Phantom Dancer or Rapid Fire Canyon. I hope it's the Rapid Fire Cannon because the gameplay, the thought process would be White would speed up Alrighty, he would get his Rapid Fire auto attack off, activating his fleet footwork, giving him more run speed, running forward. Then if anybody tried to engage on him, Cork would throw down his stun, and if any health was starting to be taken away from Alrighty, Cosmic Radiance can go down. That is the gameplay I want to see. Oh, but instead he goes Hurricane. Why Hurricane? Ugh. Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Yeah, he does decide to go with that. And now that we are approaching this 20-minute mark, that means that the Baron is on the map here. And this is where things are going to get extremely spicy. Lots of vision control going to be taken away, as well as going down. And Fiora is down the side lane, constantly being a nuisance. And we're at the point where Yang isn't going to be able to really deal with the Fiora anymore. Also has the level advantage over him, as well as building a pretty big CS lead. So you got to think about that and think about, is Epic going to be able to secure you these wins when they do try to go for those hard engages onto you and trying to force the Kog'Maw to put out as much possible.
Yeah, that's why I wanted the Rapid Fire Cannon so bad. They do not have a hard engage on their team, Maryland. And with that Rapid Fire Cannon, allowing him to get his fleet work activation, that was a form of forcing a 4v4 fight. Without it, I don't see them being able to start fights if Western Ontario continues to play safe, continues to just peel back and lose the minimum and let Epic win these team fights.
Yeah, and absolutely. And look like we actually have a Baron call here. We do have Wiz actually moving towards this, thinking that this could be happening. He is going to sniff this out here. And the Predator looks like it should be popped here. Wall is going to block 3 of them off here. Baron is now at 3k HP. Flash is available for Wiz. He's going to be looking to steal it. He's not going to get it, though. Going to be secured by Julian. That's going to be him going down. Now we're going to have a huge fight coming out. Cosmic Radiance coming down. Going to be blocking all the damage. This is where the Kog'Maw is going to pop off. They're trying to get on to Kog'Maw already. Trying to kite back. It's going to flash and heal. There's nothing they can do. The Kog'Maw is doing way too much damage. They're just trying to get out with the Baron. That's going to be Julius going down now. And this is what we were talking about. In these 5v5s, there's nothing you can do against this Kog'Maw. He just has so much buffs. There's nothing that can be done to stop him.
And with those 3 deaths, with the teleports available and the tempo, I fully expect top tower and dragon to go down. And yes, there are still 2 Baron buffs. One of them is on Epic, which is very important. But it's a coin flip right now. Who will win this game, in my opinion? Western Ontario, a beautiful Baron call, beautiful Talia wall, but they could not get out of the pit and avoid the 5v5. They had been corroded down by the Baron buff. This is just such an exciting game, an exciting series, and I hope to see more like this in the tournament.
Absolutely. We could see the smite coming down to about 700 HP right there. But then as
Michael,
we see the cosmic radius come down,
go
this is where the
X1.
Kog'Maw just starts popping off. You can just see the damage coming through. The flash comes out, and there's just nothing you can do to match this. And this is what we were talking about. And this is just getting out of hand. In these 5v5s, there's just nothing you can do. It's all about Fiora taking over the side lane, all about Epic, really showing that he can take the game into his hands and really start to pop off with his Baron on the side. But here comes White as he tries to collapse on Epic, and Epic is now in a 1v2, trying to walk his way out of this. White's going to back up, though, as Nova starts to make his way over.
This Baron buff is going to get them so much gold. Oh, here we go, Predator.
And just like that, we're going to see a huge engage here. Predator going to come through, though, going to land the axe on multiple targets, but is not going to continue to engage there. Just the Predator coming out. I believe he also had the Righteous Glory pop there. So much movement speed coming through just to keep them off, and did not get the turret ultimately. So not a bad trade, but they do have their eyes on this tier 2 bottom lane, and they are going to get that as they move back towards mid.
And so something to bring up, Yang has 4 kills and 6 assists. Yet in the end, he probably has less gold than Epic right now and cannot win a fight in any way, shape, or form there. And the thing with Morgana, as not a support but other lanes, you only have 2 damaging spells. You lose and will gain no more damage the rest of the tournament after level 13. We've passed level 13. You won't get any more wave clear unless you build a Luden's Echo, and can you afford to do that when you will never beat Epic anyways in a 1v1?
Exactly. And now that we are in this mid lane right now, we can tell that Western Ontario has the Baron buff, but they do not have the pressure whatsoever. They're right now, Maryland is grouping around the Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw's going to come through, but we're going to see a huge engage here. Cosmic Radius is going to come down. They're going to be looking for one. They're going to see if they can find one. That's going to be Short Hop going down. Damage is going down right now. Julius now looking like the next target. He's going to be taken down next. We have Fiora trying to split push, but there's nothing you can do when you have that much engage. When Olaf comes in with the Righteous Glory, with the Predator, the Cosmic Radius, and the Ragnarok, it's like, what do you do to deal with that? That is their engage. That's what they're using, and Fiora is now trying to knock on the inhibitor door.
And if they can stop these backs, it will actually be a 1 fight, in my opinion, for Western Ontario. Baron will be up in about 3 minutes. If this top lane inhibitor goes down, with all the pressure already on the bot lane, they can only make that play so many times before Epic will solo win the game. And he's building an Infinity Edge. You need that rapid fire to help you get that engage to happen, to get the poke. You don't need more damage. You have all the damage you need from the Ardent Sensor and from the Zeke's Convergence.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, you can see maybe the build path isn't the best. He's also getting a lot of assists in these fights, which is super unfortunate because you would really like to see the gold go over to already, considering this whole composition is based around him. But ultimately, he's not getting all of the kills. He's getting quite a few assists. But now that we do see Epic in the side lane really close to level 16, and once that Fiora hits level 16, you're really in a good position. But now we're going to see the Ragnarok actually come out onto and now he's going to be going extremely low here, trying to see if they can clean him up. That's going to be going down, and that's where you want your gold to go right now. You want to see Epic start to clean up these kills. But now it looks like they're going to be grouping top to see if they can take down the inhibitor.
I don't want them grouping. Please don't group. Just match the pressure of Maryland and continue to let Epic split push. This is so dangerous. There's so many avenues to get in.
Dangerous. And now is going to be the Cosmic Radius coming down. They're not going to pop anymore. They're actually going to get Quirk right away, though. Yang now is going to have the Zonias, but he's going to go down next. We're going to see already putting out tons of damage. He's going to find 2. He's going to have the flash out. He's going to find another one on the Julius. It's going to be 2 going down. Epic with a huge snipe. And now we're going to see Chim, the last one alive. Triple kill going over. And just like you said it is extremely dangerous, and that is why.
Kill one support. Who cares? Kill two supports. Who cares? I still have a third. Alrighty, playing that perfectly. Because they came to him, the damage from the Infinity Edge parts was so critical and really turned that fight. But it's a fight that Western Ontario never should have given Alrighty.
No, you could just see it. Already has everything on him. He has the shield. He has the spell shield. The cosmic radius just putting out so much damage. He's literally 1v5 in the front line. Flashes out, gets the heal, and then he just goes back in with the nasty snipe right there. And it's just so difficult to deal with this. You have to let the Fiora split push. You have to let her just constantly be alone in these 1v1s, in these 1v2s, because you're grouping around already. He is just going to keep doing that over and over again. And look at the damage charts. My God.
Olaf was caught and dead. Tarek got caught and died, but he got his spells off, which was important for the defense, even if you didn't get offensive spells off. And here's a free Baron because of the tempo being lost. But Fiora is going to go try and get an inhibitor. This is a really good play by Western Ontario.
Yeah, Epic going into the base, trying to get the inhibitor. And if Julius can somehow get this, this would be huge. But he is now extremely low, maybe having to pop the ulti once he gets into the pit. He's running extremely low right now. Baron's going to be going down to 2k HP. He's going to be looking. He's not going to get the smite, though. It's going to be secured by Wes. And now this is where the engage comes. Already putting out tons of damage. Nothing they can do right now. More damage coming through. Another one going down. Inhibitor is traded, however, for the Baron. But already is going to be looking towards the mid lane right now. And this is just so out of hand. I don't know what Western Ontario can do to deal with this. I don't know if Fiora is going to be able to do enough pressure on the side lane to mask the amount of damage that already is putting out in these team fights. And now Epic in a tough situation trying to get out. Ghosty's even actually purchased by Yang coming through. And now Short Hop's actually onto Wes. Wes might be going down next. They're going to find one as Epic's actually going to be backing up too. And they might actually live here as this is quite the fiesta we have going on.
Yeah, they want the dragon. They want even more move speed. And I am really impressed by that Twin Shadow buy. That is actually the perfect buy. Because it is a slow and not a hard CC, Epic cannot stun off his riposte. It is a way to get engages without that rapid fire, and Alrighty was able to instead buy himself a Guardian Angel, making it so he will be impossible to kill in all the rest of these fights. Now, something to take note why this was possible for Maryland to stay in the back of the pit. Normally, everybody getting hit by those spikes is so dangerous and almost guarantees you to lose. Tarek has a tier, making it so easy for him to spam his spells. When he auto-attacks after casting a spell, it lowers the cooldown of his heal and shield to cast it repeatedly. So even though they were in the back of the pit getting hit by those spikes, they took very little damage and were able to win the fight.
Absolutely. They do end up pulling the fight through. And now we can see we have an extremely close game on our hands. It is just basically a 2k gold lead for Maryland. But ultimately, when we look at this game, already is in a position where he can just pop off. He even has the Guardian Angel now. This is just becoming so difficult. And they now are putting their sights on the mid lane turret, trying to see if they can knock that down, as they do have a bit of a Baron left. We do have Wiz over on the side lane just trying to zone them out. But we also have Fiora on the side lane on the bot wave trying to see if she can get anything. But this should just be an inhibitor going down.
Yes, and not only that, we have an Elder Drake coming up in about 5 minutes. A 4-dragon Elder Drake. And they decided to take Morgana away and switch Karma into the solo lane to match Epic. Not because she can kill Epic, but because of her own self speed-ups, she can not become endangered of dying in the 1v1.
And now Epic's in such a tough spot. Almighty here to clean this up. It should be a kill going over. Don't think he can do anything. And already getting another one. Currently 8-1-9. This man is on a rampage. He's putting out so much damage, and there's just nothing that can be done. This composition was built around Almighty, already not sure at the beginning to see if we could maybe see if he could carry it, but he's showing us he can. His team is doing everything they can to keep him alive, and this is getting really close to the last team fight that can end the game.
And as Western Ontario right now, you have to be devastated and very scared. I'm sad that Julius decided to build so much damage instead of tankiness, because it was clear at about the 15-minute mark that this game was be won by Epic or would not be won at all, and a tank Julius would have been more useful than this Bruiser. Admittedly, it looks like he's building for the Sterix Gauge. That will be quite effective with the Trinity Force. My favorite 2-item Bruiser build for becoming tanky as well, but it won't be enough most likely at this point.
Yeah, no, it's just in such a tough spot. Julius is, 2-8-3, had an amazing game one performance, but as we've seen this in Zhao, it just has not met the same standards as his Graves play, and because of that, it's led to already being able to snowball off of a lot of those deaths, being able to take over the game, and this is just such a tough situation for Western Ontario. The only way I really see them winning is if they can just somehow pop already. I don't think it's going to happen. It's either Fiora just winning the 1v1 or winning the 1v2 on the side lane, breaking the base and threatening the end, or it's them somehow pulling off a miracle in these fights when they try to force them.
Twin Shadows, Zeke's Convergence, Ardent Censor, Athene's Unholy Grail, Redemption, Knight's Vow. The only supportive item to help Alrighty that has not showed its face yet is the Locket of the Aran Solari. Will it even need to be built at this point? I don't think so. This is all about the dance of avoiding the fight for Western Ontario in the 4v4, and White avoiding the fight as he continues to clear the waves that Epic pushes forward. Who can do that dance better will get their chance to participate in the semifinals tomorrow. Everybody wants to be at that dance Saturday, and more importantly, they want to be at the finals Sunday.
Absolutely. That's what you came here for. You came here to win the tournament, and now as we see Maryland push down another tier 2, and they're pushing to break another inhibitor, they're trying to use their amazing strategies to really push them out of this win. And now we're going to see White in a really tough spot. White looks like he might go down, but he has just shields for days, and already he's putting out so much damage. And now we have Wiz in the backline looking for more, and this could be the game all over. This is Wiz looking for more. Short hop going completely low, but he's going to get back up. And then we have the Cosmic Radius coming through. They're going to get another inhibitor. They're pushing for the end here, though. This could be the game. This is going to be short hop going extremely low, but we have Fiora trying to match the push. She's going to TP back, but this should be the turret going down before this TP gets off. Epic's going to come here, but this should be all over. This is going to be it. The resurrection is going to come through, but it doesn't matter. The Nexus is about to go down, and this should be the kill coming through just for the KDA, but the Nexus goes down, and Maryland advances in the game 3, coming back. Unbelievable.
They are so happy and so excited. This has been an incredible series. I'm grateful that I didn't have to eat a tie, and I am so happy that they played their style. They kept their composure, they kept their spirits high, and we had an incredible 3-game series. I am sad to see Western Ontario go. A part of me wishes I could have seen them in the semifinals to see their play against other teams, but let's keep this up. It looks like some of the other teams have been watching live and are here giving hugs to, I'm pretty sure that was Ottawa that was hugging. No, never mind. Shutting up. I'm crazy. But I'm a happy crazy right now. What a beautiful game. What a beautiful series.
Yeah, we had an amazing series right here. By far one of the best ones. The first game 3 we saw in the quarterfinals. And now we do have Maryland advancing to the semifinals here with some amazing plays. Ultimately having some new strategies really pulling out. And it was just amazing cast. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching, and it was just incredible.
Good night and goodbye.